Hello and welcome to VOA's Red Carpet. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. Thank you so much for joining us today. On this episode of Red Carpet, we have a South African fashion designer's collection reviving family history. Ethiopian band Qwanqwa speaks about their origins, and more women are playing superheroes in Hollywood films. Let's get on with the show. And we'll begin the show with some highlights of the latest entertainment news from around the world. And after 6 long years, Rihanna is finally back with a new single titled Lift Me Up. The song was co-written by Nigerian singer Tems for the Black Panther Wakanda Forever soundtrack. The Nigerian singer, whose full name is Temilade Openiyi, expressed her excitement on Instagram over the new song, sharing the stark portrait of Riri that serves as his cover art, writing, "Blessed to have written this song in honor of Chadwick Boseman, and even more blessed to hear the baddest at Bad Girl Riri voice it to perfection." And in some sad news, hip-hop star Takeoff, a member of the group Migos, was shot and killed in Houston in the early hours of Tuesday. Law enforcement sources and witnesses told TMZ that a dispute during a dice game led to someone opening fire, shooting the rapper. Takeoff was pronounced dead at the scene. And in some more music news, global streaming platform Spotify is demonstrating its commitment to support African creators on its platform. And recently, the company announced a 100,000 fund called the Africa Podcast Fund, an initiative that supports and amplifies the stories of podcasters on the continent. And now to fashion news. In Johannesburg, fashion designer Thando Ntuli is behind the label MUNKUS and is set to feature at the South African Fashion Week. The fashion designer spoke about her collection and inspirations behind her work. Here is more.
Fashion designer Thando Ntuli is putting the final touches to her latest collection. Pieces from the 25-year-old's label MUNKUS are set to hit the catwalk at South African Fashion Week. For a designer who is making waves in the international fashion scene, Ntuli says her inspiration comes from a bit closer to home.
This collection is inspired by my mom. I kind of looked into the 5 personas that my mom represents. She's basically a giver, a nurturer, a lover, a fighter, and a leader. So you'll see the different silhouettes from like suit structure to like flow, free, power in terms of color as well, and still a lot of layering, but it kind of represents everything that she kind of showed me in my life and the many hats women have to wear. And I think a lot of people can relate, not to my mom specifically, but all mothers within South Africa or an African context.
Ntuli's clothes are made from durable fabrics and items are designed to be layered together. She says they are designed to last and to be passed down over generations. MUNKUS's collection for the autumn-winter show is called Umama Wam, which means my mother in Zulu. In April, Ntuli won the South African Fashion Week's 2022 New Talent Search competition. That has given the young designer a platform to show and share her designs. After South Africa, she will show her collections in fashion weeks in Nigeria and Kenya. Ntuli hopes that success at home will help her shine a spotlight on South African culture globally.
Growing from home is the best part because that's where you aspire to be at first. If I can make it at home first, it means I'm ready to take on the world. And if you can get recognition at home, it means more than the rest of the world for me. But I think it's always a good push to have people who believe in you and also have your country behind you before you kind of take leaps in other countries.
And still on fashion news, the international market for Native American fashion is growing. And VOA correspondent Scott Starnes caught up with the indigenous designers at a Native American fashion show in the western U.S. state of Colorado.
As part of a cultural runway series in Denver, Colorado, Angela Howe Parrish showed clothing designs inspired by family and tradition.
My beadwork, the designs come from my tribe. So we have the tribal geometric designs and the floral designs, and that's where I get inspiration.
Designer Dante Biss-Grayson says fashion amplifies Native American culture.
It's a great platform where we can say, hey, we're empowered, we're still here, and we're taking care of business. I look at the ribbon work from the planes and very inspired by that, but also to make it designed for everybody. So the ribbon work is part of the medicine. And for me, I look at it like if we are all warriors in the boardroom, or if we're all out there as the teachers, or we're out there on the front lines, it is that new warriors.
Designer Sage Mountainflower showed her high-fashion take on Native American blankets.
The wrap is my signature piece right now. It's just to show how we wear the blanket in our culture and how it's worn to be more functional than just wrapping yourself up. You're actually wrapping yourself up in my culture and who I am and where I come from.
Native American fashions become so popular that Mountainflower's designs walked the runways at this year's fashion weeks in Milan and Paris.
It's really just exploding with all our fashion, and you know, we're proud people, we're proud of who we are, we're proud of where we come from, and we're sharing it, but we're sharing it with the world now.
Kelly Holmes is founder of Native Max magazine, which focuses on indigenous culture and talent.
We are in a resurgence right now, and we want to reassert our existence, and Native fashion is definitely the way we do this. It is also a form of cultural preservation and expression as well. So fashion to us is very important. It is something that our ancestors have carried on to us and through us.
Designer Norma Baker Flyinghorse says fashion is communication.
No matter what culture or language you speak, fashion speaks for you. And so it's really empowering to have so many people come together to come to these shows.
She wants to see more upcycling of reusable materials in the fashion industry.
Being indigenous, we are a cultural people who believe that not wasting anything. We use everything we can, reuse everything we can, and it's just something embedded in us as cultural people. And so that kind of transferred over into the couture designs that I do.
The runway show was part of an exhibit featuring Native American artists and artisans from tribes from Rocky Mountain states. Scott Stearns, VOA News, Denver.
And now to film, fierce female leads were once rarities in US action movies. More recently, blockbuster franchises and streaming platforms have placed women at the center of the action, saving the day with their strength and ingenuity. Increasingly, these powerful heroines are ethnically diverse, appealing to wider audiences. VOA's Penelope Polu has more.
The Alien film franchise, launched in 1979, was revolutionary, casting Sigourney Weaver as Ellen Ripley, who resolutely battles deadly extraterrestrials and a corrupt space corporation. The American Film Institute regards Weaver's role as one of the most significant in cinematic history.
Make sure they remember you.
More recent female action heroes are almost too numerous to count, from Jennifer Lawrence as Katniss Everdeen in the Hunger Games franchise, to Gal Gadot in Wonder Woman, to Scarlett Johansson as a villain-turned-superhero in Black Widow. And heroines today are more ethnically diverse. Native American actor Amber Midthunder outwits an alien hunter in the 2022 action film Prey, while Viola Davis leads an African warrior unit to victory in The Woman King. Hollywood's embrace of female action leads is driven by popular demand, says Academy Award-winning film producer Kathy Schulman, who advocates for gender equality in the screen industries.
Women are the primary buyers of content. That's film, that's television, that's streaming. And so really what you're doing is asking to make a movie for the majority, not the minority.
Meanwhile, films with ethnically diverse casts often draw higher global box receipts, according to UCLA's annual report on diversity in Hollywood. Such portrayals matter to young moviegoers. 11-year-old Sophia Panchal says she and her sister Jasmine especially like the TV action miniseries Miss Marvel, featuring a Pakistani-American teen superhero.
Especially if they're female. It makes me feel good inside because I know that, oh, they're acknowledging us. They're paying attention to other religions and other types of people.
The change in Hollywood isn't lost on Sophia's mom.
It's a different world from when we were growing up with, when there were very few main characters that were female and strong.
On screen and off screen, female empowerment are intertwined, according to Viola Davis, who reflected on the progression of her prolific career on the screen.
And suddenly I was in a position of making choices, but making powerful choices like The Woman King. And to have that material come to me, because everything in this business is about clout.
Penelope Poulou, VOA News, Washington.
And now to some more music news. Qwanqwa is a super group of musicians from Addis Ababa, brought together by a shared passion for the power of Ethiopian music. And this group shines through experimentalism based on the virtuosity of rooted traditions. The group spoke with VOA's Heather Maxwell about their US tour and work. Let's take a look.
So what does Qwanqwa mean?
Qwanqwa, the word means, in Amharic, it means language. And we take that word and expand it to just the concept of universal language of music.
I see. And you guys have been together for how long?
We meet Keta maybe 8 or 9 years ago, when she's 10 years. I'm
10
sure.
years.
Yeah, 10 years. When she's coming with her band, the Debo band, and Qwanqwa it's built maybe the last 5 years or 6 years ago.
The material that you are performing while you're on this tour, tell me about that.
We play music from Ethiopia and its neighbors. It's sort of a mix across borders, but from the region.
Are they original compositions?
They are sourced from some seed of a melody or an idea that's traditional, but we take that seed and expand it with our arrangements and add parts.
So, Misale, tell me about you as a drummer. How long have you been drumming?
When I'm almost 12 years old,
oh,
something.
Yeah?
Yes, I was starting on in Children's Years Theater, at the Children Theater's house. So I starting playing for traditional Ethiopian traditional drum. We call it a kabaro. And then now I'm playing for with several bands. I play also percussion, conga, and traditional drums.
Can you describe the first and then the second piece?
Yes. So the first piece is called Indidne. Those words mean, how are you? And it's a traditional piece from the region that the singer is from. The second one is an instrumental, and it is sourced from an Eritrean tribe. One small melody that we just fell in love with, and we added harmony and added chords and a couple extra parts and improvisations. That one is called Blaine, and it's named after the name of the tribe.
And with that, we come to the end of our show today. Thank you so much for hanging out with me. My name is Jackson Vunganyi. For more entertainment news, check us out at voaafrica.com. Also connect with us on our social media platforms. We are on Facebook, Instagram, and on YouTube, where you can watch our videos. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Until next time, goodbye everyone.